it seems that you pull so much in your writing. Each time I hear you read a line, it's like you're pulling so much there into what you're saying. And I think that's the beauty of poetry, and that's also the beauty, because a lot of times I have young people who ask me about writing, and I say to them, well, how much do you read? And a lot of times they say, well, I don't like to read that much. So I say to them, if you don't read and become an avid reader, you're never going to be a writer, because through your reading, that's where ideas are formed. That's where you exercise that imagination. Through your experience also, but through your reading for the most part. Read all the time. And that's very important. I see you pulling so much into, particularly this piece you just shared with us. And it's beautiful.
Yeah, I think it is important to read other people's poetry. And a lot of times, when I'm not writing, when I don't have, you might be going through a certain time when nothing's coming to you. A lot of times just reading will help, help get that.
Trigger ideas.
Right.
Yeah. Imagination. And it does take imagination to be a good writer. It does, I don't have to experience everything that I write about, but I can empathize with the situation. Please share another piece with us, anything of your choice.
Well, let's see, maybe what I'll do is I'll read another piece from my book that is from my direct experience, that has to do, really does have to do with, the process of becoming a writer and some of my influences that are in my poems, as well as just, growth as a person. And this is a piece called Lunchin. The Abiku child, Ernesto, is still talking about going back to his roots. But the workshop is over. We floated down Frank O'Hara's stream of consciousness, explained to Brian that the Adams in Brandon's poem is Ansel, not Sam. Now it's already 3 o'clock, and none of us have eaten yet. Joel says he's hungry as a mother bear, even though he just scarfed down 3 donuts and a bag of Chips Ahoy cookies. And so am I. Everybody starts talking about food. Ben's chili cheeseburgers washed down with grape knee-high, greens from Muhammad Ali's, new upscale joints like B. Smith's and Georgia Brown's, smothered ribs, macaroni and cheese, fried chicken, real mashed potatoes, food their grandmas used to fix.
So full.
So now I'm wanting those fallen off the bone kind of ribs like I used to get at the Florida Avenue Grill before they got busted for running a fencing operation. Fat curls of macaroni that are baked, not the kind you get out of a box. They all want to go eat at Daddy Grace over at 7th and M, and I am so hungry when we get there. I want to devour everything, the way I gobbled up James Baldwin and Toni Morrison long before I knew about Maxine Hong Kingston or Frank Chin. Our food comes, and I start shoveling stuff into my mouth. Everything tastes so good. They have the smoky, peppery kind of greens I like, and the cornbread is sweet, but not too sweet the way some of those southern folks like it. Then I start thinking about chicken and waffles at the Vietnamese Chinese joint on 10th and F. Fried fish on Fridays. No. Flounder steamed with ginger and scallions at Lee Ho's in Chinatown, wonton mean at full key, siao gai, gailan, home food I never grew up with but learned to crave watching other Chinese eat, practiced forming my mouth around the sounds but never getting the tones right. Scooping rice from a 25-pound sack, sucking the scent through lungs into my bloodstream, lifting the lid of the rice cooker, sweet smell of rice, fragrant rice filling the house, I finally understand. But when I was little, I always wanted to eat mashed potatoes with our meatloaf like everybody else, not rice. Always rice. And now I want rice and peas like my mom's sisters fix with coconut milk and fatback, curry goat, oxtail, fricasseed chicken, and stew peas and rice. But Daddy Grace ain't got no curry goat. Just a pile of sucked-off rib bones sitting on my plate next to a little pot of pot liquor to soak up with my last bite of cornbread. And I am full, so full, but still so hungry. Sweet potato pie, peach cobbler, coffee, hot and black like bole cha. I want it all. And I am still eating and eating. I can never get enough.
Ooh, boy. Sound like Soulful Young to me. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Now it's my turn. I like to share a piece with you that I like. And I guess it's very earthy, but people like it, so I'll share it with you. I'm a earth sign. and that means practical.
Okay.
This summer I did for the last 12 months I worked on a whole series of poems where I've studied, and I do a poem for every sign in the zodiac. So I'm an earth sign.
Oh,
that means,
you have been busy.
Yes, that means Capricorn. And this piece I'd like to share, being the practical person, and the poem is simply entitled, Pay Me My Money.
That's practical.
Just so you pay me all that I'm due. If you have to rob Peter to pay Paul, that's on you. I'm coming from all ends just to make ends meet. So I'm overworked, underpaid, and dead on my feet. Don't want to rain on nobody's parade, but I want what I need, and I'm trying to get paid. If you don't have it, no, I won't try and understand. So pay me my money, all of my money, just as soon as you can. I can't help but to regret it, because sometimes it's gone before I get it. If I had what's due to me instead of just making do, I could pay Peter, Paul, and Mr. Bobo too. Don't mean to rain on nobody's parade, but I want what I need, and I'm trying to get paid. But if you don't have it, no, I won't try and understand. So pay me my money, all of my money, just as soon as you can. Pay me my money.
It's spoken like a true artist. That is the lament of all artists.
You know, I was just playing with some ideas one day, and actually I had owed my sister some money and had gone out of town and forgot to leave it for her. And so she called and left a nasty message on my answer machine. If you don't pay, so I just took the idea. It's an interesting thing about poets sometimes, how we take just the simplest ideas. And it's like putting meat on the bone, if you will, since we're talking about food. And